Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from the palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
And at top of the morning to you and yours, it is Friday.
Hi, sir. Do you mind if I step in and set this down for you?
Yeah, you can set it down right over here, okay, if you would, please.
That may be the stupidest idea you've ever had. And you've had some pretty stupid ones.
Yeah, that's besides the point.
Thank God it's TGIF.
That's right, TGIF. Boy, am I glad it's Friday, 6:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify, please?
It's now 6:07 a.m.
6:07 a.m., and it's Friday. The weekend is upon us, Bonnie.
It is. It's going to be a long weekend for many, and we hope you have some great plans as we're getting further to Saturday. Incredible. And another day to sleep in possibly for many on Monday morning.
Yes, we will not be here on Monday morning. We have the Monday off because of the Labor Day. It's our turn, so G and Ray will be simulcasting. It'll be a blended show, so you'll get to listen to the sultry palette of G and Ray on Monday morning.
Yeah, they'll be here to entertain you for sure with lots of great information that they always do have. Plenty of news, plenty of sports that Ray Thomas provides for me each and every weekday morning. And we're really appreciative over here.
It's going to be a great weekend. I've got a busy weekend. I'm sure you have things to do, Bonnie. I've got a wedding today over at Club Med, and then tomorrow it's going to be Universal. Sunday will be church, and Monday will be action-packed day of absolutely not a damn thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You're going to take full advantage and get some good rest.
I am not going to do, well, I haven't even looked at my calendar yet, what I'm doing on Monday. Wait, I got to open up my calendar and see, because my calendar dictates everything that I do. So September 6th, let me see here. Nothing. It's blank. So I'm not doing a damn thing on Monday.
Wow. I'm
just going to vegetate. Then we're back to baseball on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
It's the week of
the St. Lucie Mets will be playing.
Yeah, they'll be in town the week of they'll be here 7, 8, 9, 10, and September 11th with a big special day, and we have a lot of things going on September 11th. It's First Responder Day at Clover Park, so we're going to be doing some dedications and tributes to those that lost their lives on September 11th with a big fireworks show that night. Then on Sunday, the 12th, we wrap up that week. And then it's the final week of baseball, which starts on September 14th through the 19th. And then we're on hiatus all the way through spring, summer and fall.
Do we have a home game at Clover Park tomorrow on Saturday?
Nope.
They're out of town.
They're out of town. Yep, they're out of town all the way until the 7th.
Well, all right.
And then they'll be home on the 7th.
Then they'll be home, and it sounds like, from what you said, there's going to be a whole lot of baseball action for
2 weeks in a row.
Entire week.
2 weeks in a row, starting on the 7th of September, and it wraps up on September the 19th with our final home game.
Final home games, and then on September 22nd, we will welcome fall. And I guess that's just a great way to wrap up the summertime, watching the St. Lucie Mets play a lot of games at home.
Now, I was reading in the on the internet today that Labor Day is the official end of summer. Is that true? I'm not sure.
Officially, fall does begin on September 22nd, and Labor Day or the following day feels like it really is the end of summer, because that's kind of like the big going out bash of summer, where people might get together like they do on Memorial Day, where they welcome in summer.
Right.
So this is the last hurrah, you might say.
So you said the 22nd of September, right?
I believe it's the 22nd.
Yeah, it's the 22nd, and then it ends on December 21st, is what it says in the calendar.
Right. So summer ends on the 21st, official first day of fall, the 22nd.
Yeah.
And your big kind of going out party celebration is Labor Day. So that feels like you are really welcoming fall right after the Labor Day.
Yeah, in fact, I have I happened to pull up, this is very cool, from the Almanac, the Old Farmer's Almanac. It's a great publication to read. Spring starts on Saturday, March 20th. summer starts on Sunday, June 20th. Fall starts on Wednesday, September 22nd, like you said. And winter starts on December 21st.
Oh, the 21st is the official first start of winter.
Yeah.
Ask people up in Wisconsin and Minnesota
Yeah,
and
they'll
North
beg
Dakota.
to differ on that one.
They think that winter starts, sometimes it starts heck in mid to late October.
Mhm.
I remember growing up there, and some Halloweens we would go trick-or-treating, and we would have to wear our snowmobile suits on
Mhm.
and, winter coats and winter weather attire
Mhm.
on top of underneath our Halloween masks that we would wear, and wearing mittens while we're trick-or-treating.
I wonder how many people this year are going to be dressed up as a doctor for Halloween this year.
Oh, that would be great.
With a mask on.
Yeah.
You get the whole, you wear the scrubs, you wear the mask, you wear the
Right.
gloves. How safe is that?
How easy that would be for, say, like a man and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend to go, and one would be the doctor and one would be the COVID patient.
Right? Oh,
Right.
no, I don't know if we want to do a COVID patient.
I mean,
How about a doctor and a nurse?
that would
That
be,
would work.
that would be perfect for the season too.
That would definitely work.
I wonder how many, are there going to be like any Joe Biden masks out?
I don't know.
I haven't seen any yet. Of course, usually around this time, I've been looking at Party City every year. Go to their website and kind of take a look at what costumes look attractive to me.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of different things, and I'm sure that the Biden mask will be a very popular item for Halloween this year. I'm sure the doctor and the nurse will be another one. I don't know what I guess we could Google and see what the most popular Halloween costumes are for 2021. Can you Google that and see what you come up with?
A massive mobster is one.
Oh, okay.
Could be like a mobster, I guess. A mobster that looks like this big dude, kind of like a Frankenstein sort of looking thing.
Okay. Hey, yo, how you doing? Come over here.
Looks like there's an adult women's Wonder Woman costume here.
Okay. I can get Rachel to dress up in that for me. That would be nice for Halloween. And I'll be Superman.
Let's see.
What else we got?
A hot dog costume, an American classic. The hot dog costumes make the list. Superheroes, of course.
Okay.
You get all the Marvel is pretty hot. Catwoman, a Bumblebee.
Do you and Gary dress up for Halloween? Just out of curiosity?
We haven't.
Okay.
We've really never. I can't remember us dressing up for Halloween.
Okay. I usually wear my costume 24/7, pretty much. I never take my Halloween costume off. It's always on.
We had a Halloween mask. I keep this Halloween mask it's kind of like a skeletal mask. I had it out a couple of weekends ago when my teenagers invaded our house. And it was really funny. I just got a kick out of the boyfriend. So Topanga's sitting at the table, and we're all kind of sitting around, listening to music, talking, laughing. And Tyler, all of a sudden, I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I thought, oh, he did go there. He found my Halloween mask of the skeleton, and he went right behind Topanga and scared the bejesus out of her.
Really?
And she screamed so loud.
Jeez, that was that sound that I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I thought that was really funny. And then I thought, this is going to be good, because now when I go to their area on Halloween, you see the kids in the past, they've always been afraid to come out to these little spook houses, these haunted houses with me. They have outside in the rural DeLand area.
Right.
And I'm thinking, now with the boyfriend, I can entice these
I love
kids
the way
to go.
I love the way that you say that. The boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
Boyfriend that
he's-
doesn't like your peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. But, that's okay, because if he's going to, get Topanga to do more of these things that she might consider scary,
Yeah. This is true.
It means I'm doing more things that
This is true.
you might consider
Now,
fun and
last year,
scary.
did you get a lot of trick-or-treaters at your house?
We weren't around for trick or treat last season.
Really?
We were outside.
So you had the dark porch.
out of town on vacation. I did get a lot of trick-or-treaters, though, maybe 2 Halloweens ago, where we
Okay.
gave out those full-size candy
Okay.
bars.
Do you remember what I did last year for trick-or-treat? I told you. Do you remember what it was?
Did you dress up as
No.
something?
No.
Well, we had COVID-19 going on last year, still quite heavy. Restaurants were still closed,
Right.
from what I remember.
Right.
What did you do? Did you
Okay.
bring something here?
No, I was very safe last year. What I did was do you know the long pole that has 3 extensions to it, and it's used to remove light bulbs that are way up in the ceiling?
Oh, yeah. You use that sort of thing to deliver the candy to the trick-or-treaters, no
Yes.
contact.
I did. I put a colander on the end of it, a small little red colander, and I sat in the garage and I put these little. I have these stanchions. I don't know if you're familiar with what stanchions are. They are the pole that you see at the bank that comes up and then has the thing that you pull out. They're used for crowd control.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I had
All right.
stanchions going across my driveway to prevent people from coming up to the garage. And I want to say I had them probably 10, 15 feet down from the garage. So, and I sat in the garage with my mosquito spray because the mosquitoes were out that night. And every time somebody would come up to the driveway, I filled the little colander with candy, and then I just extended it down the driveway. And then I turned it, and it dumped it right in their bag.
Now, you didn't fill that colander with those awful little white and orange chewy kind of candies, did you?
I don't
What do they
know.
call those things that are just horrible?
Taffy?
Uh,
The
what are those? They're like
the cones, something cones. I forget what they're called.
I don't even know why people give those out. Nobody likes to eat them.
Corn,
Is
something.
it candy corn?
Candy corn. That's
It
what
is?
it is. Yeah,
Oh,
it's candy corn.
Did
Those
you fill
are
them up with
nasty.
that?
That's disgusting.
Oh no, you
That's
filled it up with
disgusting.
something good, didn't
No, they
you?
come to my house. They get good candy. Yeah, we get the good candy. We get the big gargantua bag from the store, and we buy a couple of them, and then we just fill up, and then you come, and we only had, I want to say, maybe 10, 15 trick-or-treaters last year.
That's all right, though.
That's
You know,
it.
at least you got some, and then
Yeah.
just think afterward you have all of that candy left over.
Please, no. I no.
You
That's
just got to make
not
sure
happening.
that Kaya doesn't get any.
No, that's just
especially
not
the
happening.
chocolate.
That's just not happening. Hey, so yesterday, we got to. I don't know if you were here and you saw him or not. Palm City Charlie. Did you meet him?
I met him. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It
Very
was great.
interesting young man.
I was really happy to finally meet him because
That
he's been
guy
calling.
is buff.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's in shape,
for
huh?
his age. He's got a set of pythons on him. Like, wow, this guy's like jacked up.
And I listened to his story and thanking him for his service. Thank you, Palm City Charlie, for going through so much.
Well, he has a new name now because, see, one of Denny's friends called the show, and little Tommy, who is Denny's friend.
Oh, did Tommy call?
Yeah,
yesterday?
Tommy called into the show.
Is Tommy Charlie's friend too?
Well, now he is
Oh,
because he calls
they
him.
made friends.
He calls him Party City Charlie.
Party City.
Yes, he calls him Party City Charlie. So Charlie has a new name now. It's no longer Palm City Charlie. It's Party City Charlie.
And why did Tommy start calling him this?
I have no idea.
And did
No
Charlie
idea.
like it? Was he okay with it?
He seemed pretty cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely seemed pretty cool with it, without a doubt. But it was very interesting to listen to his stories of when he was in the war and just all the other things.
Yeah,
and
it gave me
how he lives his life.
It gave me goosebumps. I'm heading down Port St. Lucie Boulevard, and I was listening to him telling the story about how I think they left from Kentucky to go to Vietnam, and the stories that he told with that. Just wow, it just gave me the chills.
Yeah, just really really good stuff. So if you ever out and about, and I nailed it on the head, and I said to Denny yesterday, I'm like, I bet she's gonna have a a ball cap on, and I forget what else.
You were right.
And he had the Hulk Hogan mustache happening with the aviator glasses, and really buffed out, and just a really sweetheart of a guy.
I pictured him to be kind of slender like he was, but more like the cowboy hat style. But you were spot on with the baseball hat that he was sporting.
He didn't like my look too much, though. He threw me under the bus about a dozen times on the radio. Yeah.
That's not right.
He picked on me.
Oh, did he?
But that's okay.
Yeah.
He can I have a great sense of humor, and you can tease me all you want about my weight. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, you don't. I don't think you're.
He threw me under the bus. God knows how many
times. You're tall,
times.
though. You're tall, and that spreads it out.
That's okay. It doesn't bother me. He could tease me all he wants. I take it with a grain of salt. 6:22 on the Friday edition of the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. And with that said, we're going to go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. A Leon County judge issued a critical written order late Thursday afternoon explicitly stating that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and state education officials cannot ban local school districts from enacting universal mask mandates for students and cannot punish them for doing so. But the legal fight is far from over. WPTV's Matt Cessny has the story.
Now that order has been filed, the governor says he does plan to appeal it. The governor came here to talk about COVID at the health department today. And this, of course, is one of the counties where the governor has differences with school officials. One Palm Beach County board member told us today they have already told the state last night that they have no intention to change their mind on their mask rule.
This is something that is working. It's having a positive effect.
While he says the state's antibody treatment centers are showing success, the governor is still facing a standoff with a number of school districts, including Palm Beach County.
This is really something that the politicians are doing. I think a lot of it's very political.
The politics can seem messy. The governor, again, digging in against mask mandates, and now expects, he says, some action by the state against Palm Beach County School Board for defying his order.
I do think you'll see the Board of Education in the meantime discipline the politicians similar to what they did in Alachua and really do that. But what I've said is, look, it's not the kids' fault. It's not the teacher's fault on any of this. This is more of a political dispute.
Palm Beach County School Board member Erica Whitfield says they do expect retaliation after telling the state Wednesday night they're sticking to a mask mandate.
They're going to probably do what they did with Alachua and Broward and have the superintendents come and testify before the Board of Education, the State Board of Education. And they are not going to like our responses. We already know that's going to happen. And when that comes forward, we anticipate that he's going to take away the money equivalent to our salaries from our budget.
DeSantis is locked in the mask dispute, calling it a parents' rights issue, while districts try to control COVID outbreaks in schools. The governor used the school question to take a swipe at the Palm Beach County District's actions.
I think it's interesting to point out, Martin County obviously is following the law. Palm Beach is not. Martin County has lower infection rate for their students.
Now, in response to that comment, one local school board member here told me it is unfair to compare those two school districts, considering how much larger Palm Beach County's district is. We're live in West Palm Beach. Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
A Treasure Coast man is now recovering at a rehab hospital in Stuart after battling a severe case of COVID for nearly 2 months. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Fighting for his life hundreds of miles away from home.
If I knew that it was going to be that bad, I would have probably gotten the vaccine.
Joe Lowry lives to tell his story after battling a severe case of COVID.
Because I don't remember a whole lot. I do know that it's horrible, whatever it is.
He says back in June, he tested positive a week and a half before a family trip to Mexico. Feeling better, just days later, they decided to go.
I think it was night 3. He just kind of took a turn for the worse.
Joe's wife, Erin, says his symptoms quickly returned and that he had to be intubated in Cancun.
It was pretty scary being out of the country, not knowing, if your loved one's going to make it or not.
After one night in the hospital, Joe was flown on an emergency medical flight to the ICU at Broward Medical Center. There, he would spend the next 3 weeks on a ventilator before walking out and being transported to a rehab hospital in Stuart.
So, I don't know if you know anyone that works at a hospital, but they can tell you not many people walk out of there after being on a ventilator fighting COVID.
If all goes well, Joe could get out of Encompass Health as soon as early next week.
I don't think it ever really crossed our mind that he would be the type of person to give up and not fight through it, because if anybody knows my husband, they know he's a fighter.
In Stewart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
The construction of a new 9.1 acre stormwater treatment area is underway off Melville Road in the White City area. This project is the first in a phased series of planned water quality and road improvements for this neighborhood. Funded through the 2018 voter-approved half-cent sales tax ballot and a grant from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, this $1.9 million project will improve the drainage for a 98-acre residential neighborhood in White City that drains into the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. The stormwater treatment area will collect runoff from roads Ulrich Road and Gopher Hill Road. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden visited with injured U.S. troops at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center Thursday. There are 15 Marines at the hospital who were wounded in an August 26 suicide bombing at the Kabul airport. The attack occurred at the U.S. government as the U.S. government was arranging evacuations of Americans, Afghans, and allies before the nearly two-decade war in Afghanistan officially ended August 31st. 11 Marines were also killed in the attack, as well as one Army soldier and one Navy corpsman. Biden traveled to Dover Air Force Base in Delaware on Sunday to witness the return of their remains to U.S. soil in a solemn, dignified transfer. And lastly, in health news, doctors in Canada found a weakness in the specific enzyme that lets cancerous tumors spread. They're calling it cancer's Achilles heel and say it could lead to new treatments that would stop cancer in its tracks. Novak Djokovic missed an overhead along the way to getting broken for the only time Thursday night and stared at a man in the Arthur Ashe Stadium stands who made noise during the point. After breaking right back in the next game of his second round victory at the U.S. Open, Djokovic glared in that direction again as if to say, "How you like me now?" Miffed as the distractions persisted, he later spoke to the chair umpire about what's considered a no-no in tennis. That then is pretty much what provided some intrigue and interest in this one, because the ultimate outcome, a 6-2, 6-3, 6-2 victory for Djokovic over Talon Greek Spor. News time is 6:29 with weather and traffic together next.
.30 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, on the roads, we do have some activity in the area this morning. Palm City, I-95 southbound. There is an accident at mile marker 106. This is southbound, and we are not showing any roadblock from the accident. Travel advisory, we've seen some fog in the area. So particularly I-95 northbound up in the area of Fort Pierce, mile marker 133 is where it's getting a little bit thicker. So, just use some caution if you're heading up that way too this morning. And there's your latest look at traffic. It's 74 in Port St. Lucie, and in Riverside, California, it's 62. Here's our weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. The forecast for today: sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same, with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Lucky Charms, just magical marshmallow cereal is back. It's just a big bowl of only marshmallows for breakfast. But at General Mills, we're taking it one step further. Introducing Lucky Charms Pure Uncut Liquid Sugar. Why waste your time chewing through hard-to-eat marshmallow candies when you can have the pure uncut Lucky Charms sugar straight into your vein? That's right, new Lucky Charms liquid sugar IV bags.
The yellow from the yellow moons, orange from orange stars, pink from pink hearts, and green from green clovers.
And if you really want a kick, try the rainbow.
Oh man, that was a rush. No wonder why they're always after me, Lucky Charms. They're magically addicting.
Yeah, sign me up for that. Definitely. I'll just stick my arm out and volunteer, and you can just give me an IV of liquid Lucky Charms.
It's been so long since I've bought any of that sugary cereal.
Really?
Whenever I buy it, it's always a Raisin Bran or maybe the Post, like a Post Raisin or
Gotcha.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Okay.
But I haven't bought any of the real Lucky Charms or all of that stuff that just gets in your milk and turns to pure sugar.
Sugar Smacks?
I have
Those are
had
good.
those before.
Those are very
Those
good.
were very good when I was a kid.
How about good old-fashioned cornflakes? Not frosted flakes. Good old-fashioned cornflakes.
They're good. They're good for the first few bites, but I don't really enjoy them when they get soggy.
No.
Anything that's soggy in my milk
Yeah.
goes straight in the garbage disposal.
I know Gavin's the same way when he eats a cereal, and then I'll say, hey, come here for a minute. I got to ask you a question. And he'll go, can I finish my cereal first so it doesn't get soggy?
Exactly.
So it's like, all right, yeah, go ahead and finish your cereal.
I
But
used
yeah,
to-
nobody likes soggy cereal.
And I enjoy the frosted mini wheats too. But
Those are pretty
just
good.
not when they get soggy. They got to be
Nobody
crispy.
likes soggy cereal. That's the worst.
Absolutely not.
It's like eating mashed potatoes.
And they were talking about that Lucky Charms. I would think it would get so gross when that little Lucky Charms colors, like they were all mentioning.
Oh, the rainbow? Yeah, where they're all mixed together.
Mixes with the milk. I
Yeah,
don't like it.
Definitely. So let's do some viral videos. Bonnie, Scottish people have one of the best accents in the world. And somebody realized that they also have a hard time with the word burglar. Yes, burglar.
Scottish people have a hard time saying burglar.
Yes,
How many times in a row?
They have a hard time just saying the word burglar.
Just saying it once?
Yeah, and
Not
it's
twice?
nearly impossible for them to say this phrase, purple burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
Right, you said it fine.
I'm not Scottish.
Okay,
but
well,
my name is Scottish.
there's a s-
Bonnie Scotland.
Okay, there's a Bonnie Scotland?
Yeah, Bonnie
Really?
is actually a Scottish name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I did not know that.
It's true.
Okay. Well, there's a Scottish YouTuber who goes by the name of Limmy, Limmy. And Limmy discovered that in real time, when you tried to talk about this phrase, it's impossible to do. And when you hear him, it's hilarious. Let's listen.
There's some Scottish people that kind of say purple burglar alarm, 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 burglar, purple burglar,
Now
He has a slight little problem there.
I wish we could call a Scottish person because I'm wondering if it's just the accent, it's hard to say, or if it's just him, or if it's just Mr. Limmy there.
I think, they say that it's Scottish people, but now is a Scottish accent similar to an English accent
And it
from
sounded
England?
to me like similar to the Irish a
Yeah.
little bit too.
The luck of the Irish. But they say that Scottish people have a very difficult time saying things
Purple
like that.
burglar alarm.
Purple burglar alarm.
I could say it all day, but just don't make me say it 10 times fast or
Oh,
anything.
come on. I'm sure you could. Jeez. There was a very interesting story I found, and I tried to reach out to this young lady to get her on the program, and she only replied back to me once, and that was it. I never heard again from her. But there was a time when a career in junk meant that you were pretty much a garbage person. Now, people can earn a living by doing garage sales on eBay, upcycling old stuff on Etsy, picking antiques from hoarders, and buying abandoned storage units in hopes of uncovering valuables. And now there's a 32-year-old mother of four out of Dallas, Texas, who's been able to quit her full-time job because she's making about $1,000 a week dumpster diving.
I believe that people could do that. And sometimes when you dive into those dumpsters, sometimes you're not finding garbage.
No.
If you go to the right areas too, where, people are wealthy and what they're throwing away is your treasure. Could be your treasure.
The lady's name is Tiffany Cherie. And she first got into dumpster diving after watching some YouTube videos about it way back in 2016. Now, she mostly, when she does her dumpster diving, she targets commercial trash, like the dumpsters behind stores like Victoria's Secrets, Bed Bath & Beyond, Party City, Ulta, different places like that.
She's giving me some ideas.
Well, these stores sometimes toss new or returned merchandise that they can't sell for whatever reason out in the dumpster. Things that have never been open before.
Wow.
Now, Tiffany looks for anything that she could possibly sell and apparently makes enough to support the entire family. If that seems hard to believe, then you could check her out on TikTok. She has got the most incredible TikTok videos that I've ever seen. Unfortunately, I can't really air any of them because they do have some language in them. But her TikTok handle is at Dumpster Diving Mama, where she shares her scores and scores of things that this lady has gotten: designer Coach purses, designer this, designer that, and then she resells this stuff.
Does she have a job on the side?
No.
Does she? Was this
She
the
quit
only,
her job.
She kind of does this full time.
She does this full time. Now, she says that dumpster diving is technically not illegal, but a lot of dumpsters are on private property. And if there are no trespassing signs, the store could come after you and you could get a fine.
Yeah, you probably do want to watch what you're doing with that.
But with that said, it's unlikely anyone will care if you don't damage anything and you don't make a mess.
Well, she must see it all. Like if she's getting Coach purses and, just items that are kind of pricey, just think of all the waste in this world, right? Just think of all the great stuff that's just being kind of like tossed away.
I mean, she went out to like the back of a Bed Bath & Beyond, and she was like finding appliances, small countertop appliances that were thrown away, that were returned, that can't be reused.
Sure.
And she's reselling these things on eBay, and she's averaging about $1,000 a week. This is just like incredible.
I would like to spend like a couple of days with her and just drive around to see what she can find and see what she can find for me, because I'm always looking for something.
Yeah, but you have to be the one that dives into the dumpster, because I don't think she's just going to give you something.
Yeah.
You have to earn it, so to speak.
There's another video too that's gone viral of this 11-year-old Bills fan. He's 11 years old. His name is Joshie Hutchinson.
Joshie, okay.
And he recently beat Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Mhm.
So he went
That's
through a
awesome.
lot of chemo and stuff. He chose to celebrate like the so-called Bills Mafia. And what that is crashing through a table. Of course, his was made of cardboard.
Okay.
So the little boy put on his number 17 Josh Allen jersey and a helmet and crashed into a cardboard table onto some pillows.
Oh, wow.
And the best table smash, hands down, is going viral. And now his goal is to go to a Bills game and meet Josh Allen.
I bet that if the Bills organization finds out about this, I am sure that without a doubt in my mind that they will give his family tickets, and they will give his family field passes, give him a tour of the stadium, the locker room, the whole 9 yards.
Absolutely.
And I would
so.
love to see something like that happen.
You know what? We'll probably be seeing it in the next week or two, seeing that story up and coming.
Definitely. So that's a great heartwarming story about the kid beat cancer, and now he's on the road to recovery, and
a viral video of him
Yeah.
and celebrating in that way. And
very, very, very cool.
let's hope he meets Josh Allen, huh?
Definitely so, without a doubt. 6:45 is the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's the TGIF edition. It's all brought to you. News is brought to you this hour by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. For the best deals in town on precious metals, it's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie standing by with the headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. Texas now has one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws, banning them when a heartbeat is detected, usually around 6 weeks. Is Florida next? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders with details.
With the Supreme Court allowing Texas' 6-week abortion ban to take effect, Lawmakers like Rep. Anthony Sabatini think Florida should be next.
I think our chances are really good.
The far-right Republican set to propose a similar bill for 2022, something he's tried and failed to do previously, saying his party has been wary of high court objections.
There's absolutely nothing that the moderate Republicans and centrists, like the Speaker of the House, for example, an excuse they have to kill the pro-life legislation.
Currently, Florida is among 21 states banning abortion at 22 to 24 weeks, and it remains unclear how supportive GOP leadership is of a Texas-style law, which also makes no exception for rape or incest. In a statement, House Speaker Chris Sprowls fell short of endorsing the idea specifically. Quote, "In Florida, we agree that killing an innocent human being with a beating heart is wrong." Nothing definitive from the Senate president either. Quote, "It's worthwhile to take a look at the Texas law and see if there's more we can do here in Florida."
I'm pro-life. I welcome pro-life legislation.
Florida's governor also walking the line. DeSantis saying he'd like to take a closer look at the policy first.
I haven't really been able to look enough about it. They've basically done this through private right of action. And so it's a little bit different than how a lot of these debates have gone.
Democrats, however, staunchly opposed. Representative Fentress Driscoll calling the idea an invasion of women's rights and more.
To me, it is a distraction. We're still dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with a broken unemployment system.
And Rep. Anna Escamani also warning Florida's privacy laws would likely prohibit such a policy.
It will be faced a court challenge under
consideration in an election year, when political experts say lawmakers tend to avoid making major changes for fear of voter blowback. Time will tell if that notion holds up.
As the Treasure Coast residential real estate market continues to boom, so does its affordable housing crisis. Properties in high demand but low supply have catapulted home values this year, increasing in St. Lucie, Indian River, and Martin counties, respectively, by 13%, 12.6%, and 8.9%, according to market data as of June. Most buyers have been higher income outsiders and investors, not low to middle income locals moving from renting to home ownership. Increasing prices are making home ownership even farther out of reach for them. The National Low Income Housing Coalition expected about 40% of middle income and 70% of low income Florida residents to spend over 30% of their income on housing this year. The Department of Housing and Urban Development calls that cost burdened. When was the last time you went for a dental checkup? And are you missing appointments because of COVID-19? That's what some area dentists are asking. WPTV's Arthur Mondale reports.
Your teeth are important and they last you a lifetime.
Sharon Lowry, even amid COVID, has yet to miss an appointment with her dentist.
It's a personal choice.
A choice, but also an investment that's to risk, according to Dr. Mitchell A. Josephs.
So a small cavity that could have been repaired or fixed for $400 could become a $5,000 to $10,000 issue. Dr. Josephs.
And he's also taking calls from patients concerned so much about the Delta variant, they're asking by phone if he and his staff are vaccinated and if they put up signs at the door detailing their status.
You can't put a sign out in the door. You can't advertise on a website. It's against the Florida state law. And also, if a patient comes into a medical or dental practice and starts asking staff members, "Are you vaccinated?" they don't have to answer.
I didn't get my second vaccination shot until July. I had a very close friend of mine who was 44 years old, died. So for me, it was real.
Dr. Flora Bensi Inshow, owner of Flora Dental, says she, like Dr. Josephs, have instituted infection control measures and safety precautions to minimize harm to patients themselves and staff.
We have to be prepared to take care of patients who may or may not have COVID.
Still, she estimates 50% of patients once the Delta variant made news.
We've started to see correlation with COVID and dental disease.
Both dentists have also been vaccinated and want to see other dentists join hospital and medical center doctors who publicly promote vaccination safety and efficacy.
To stop this madness.
And make a serious pitch to the public that they have to get vaccinated.
Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
Costco is placing purchase limits back on selected items amid the surge in COVID-19 cases. On its COVID update section on its website, which was updated last Saturday, Costco said some warehouses may have temporary item limits on select items. Although the company didn't specify what products would be limited, if you order paper towels through its website under its product details, it says limit 1 per member. Costco has a limit 2 per member underneath its product details when purchasing toilet paper on. And lastly, Swedish pop band ABBA is set to release its first new album after nearly 4 decades. On Thursday, the band announced that they would release the 10-track album Voyage on November 5. Interruptions were inevitable around the Treasure Coast for the fall sports season, and in week 2 of high school football, the schedule is much lighter than originally planned. Now, initially, only Port St. Lucie and St. Edwards were on bye weeks, with the Pirates coming off of quarantine from the week prior, missing out on their season opener. 3 different games involving head-to-head matchups with local teams were taken off the schedule due to COVID-19. Beach was scrapped Monday with the Falcons entering quarantine. The Titans were unable to find an opponent to play and will have to wait to return to the field. News time is 6:52, and we'll have weather and traffic together.
$6:53 right now is the time on the Get Up and Go show, the TGIF edition. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, we're seeing a travel advisory mainly up in the Fort Pierce area where the fog is a little bit heavier up that way. So fog reported in that area of I-95 northbound right around mile marker 133 Fort Pierce. Otherwise, no accidents, no slowdowns or tie-ups reported right now. And if you see something, say something. Do 9788 220 WSTU. Port St. Lucie, a partly cloudy 74, and in Siena, Italy, it's clear and 79. Here's our weekend weather from WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. The forecast for today. Thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The Get Up and Go Show would love to hear from you live on the air. Give us a call at any time. Now let's get back to the program. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
If you're feeling stuck behind a mask, I know it sucks, but there is something that you ought to try. A special way for you to prove that you aren't insane. It won't even get you high. Just hold out your arm, it'll work like a charm. It's gonna keep you alive. J&J, Moderna, even Pfizer won't hurt you. Come on, do some shots this time. CDC, FDA saying you really should get vaccinated. We know it's safe. The vaccination, by the way, it's free. So if you love life and don't want to die, you need to go right to the pharmacy. Get vaccinated.
A parody of the original song from Dua Lipa. That one's called "Get Vaccinated."
Yeah, that was pretty upbeat. It kind of made me happy and smile. Makes me kind of want to get vaccinated, Evan.
Well, there you go.
Or at least get up and dance to it.
Well, if you want to dance on camera in the studio, you're more than welcome to, but you're not going to get my little behind up dancing on camera.
Hey, speaking of a camera, the first webcam was invented in 1991.
Really?
And you know why?
Why?
It wasn't, it was because computer science researchers at the University of Cambridge just wanted to see if there was coffee in the break room.
What?
Yeah. So they invented the
To spy. They were being voyeuristic.
Yeah. They just kind of found a way to go in there any way they could see in there to see if there was coffee in the break room. Wow.
Very interesting. I would just get up and walk in there and look.
Yeah, but
instead of rely on a stinking camera.
Yeah, but these were, computer science researchers. So they kind of had the know-how and the technology skills and probably the wanting to do that.
Basically, they're brainiacs.
Yeah.
Pretty much. All right. We're going to take a step back and recharge our brains for hour number 2 here coming up for me and you right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station, and the band played on.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Madam Announcer. It is Friday, September 3rd, 2021.
Let's get this party started.
All right, let's get it started.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
You guys are the best.
I know we're the best. You can't top us. That's why we're number one. It is 7:08. Mr. Clock, would you please certify the time?
It's now 7:08 a.m.
7:08 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show. Bonnie, hour number 2. We are 2 hours away from officially being into our weekend.
Well, I'm almost there. I have a whole night of massage to do this evening.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Before I can officially say it's my weekend with any kind of time off, just so busy nowadays.
Now, do you do massage on the weekends or just Monday through Friday?
Sunday, I do massage. I do a Friday evening massage also.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Okay. So you're a busy bee.
Oh, very, very much so.
All
But
right.
it's going to be a nice anticipated day off for Labor Day
Very
on
good.
Monday.
Well, enjoy your day off because I know I'll be doing the same. I'll be enjoying mine, and I'm not going to be doing a damn thing.
Well, hey, you do loads of things, tons of things, so
Mhm.
you deserve an enjoyable day off.
I'm
like
going
that.
to take the day off, kick back, kick my feet up. I'm going to snap my fingers, and I'll have a glass of milk.
Oh,
just
you're going
like
to kick
that.
back with a cold one, are
A
you?
cold one. That's right. I'm going to have a cold one. A cold white glass of chilling milk. Oh, yes. And no cookies, though. Just low fat, 2% low fat milk.
Very nice.
Yes. Time for birthdays, anniversaries back in the day. Bonnie, what do you got?
Brad, my amazing nephew up in Wisconsin, celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Brad.
How do you keep track of all these birthdays? That ceases to amaze me.
Auntie Bonnie just remembers that his birthday is on September 3.
Okay.
Kind of like remembering the day he was born and all that.
When you said that, Auntie Bonnie, it reminds me of the lady that would always say, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
There must have been some sort of a tone in my voice that
It was
reminded you of that.
Definitely a tone in your voice.
Oh, that's kind of eerie.
No, it's not eerie because that's a good thing. That's a
Because she
very
was
good
kind
thing.
of eerie when she said it's not nice to
No.
fool Mother Nature.
She was
That was kind of scary to me when I was a little kid and I used to see that commercial.
You don't think it's scary now, though, do you?
I still think it's kind of creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I sure do.
Rita Volk is 31 years old today. That's the not so fake lesbian Amy on MTV's Faking It. Omi is 35. That's the cheerleader singer. Her real name is Omar Paisley. Shaun White, 35 years old today. Olympic snowboarder known as the Flying Tomato, whatever you want to
He's
call
the Olympic snowboarder now that reminds me of a rock star every time I see him.
him.
Except for lately, maybe he might have gotten his hair cut shorter, but he has the flaming long red hair, the beautiful locks of red hair. Very rock star image-like.
Garrett Hedlund is 37 years old today. That's Tim McGraw's son in Friday Night Lights and Jeff Bridges' son in Tron Legacy. Paz de la Huerta is 37. That's Lucy Danziger on Boardwalk Empire.
I think she played the main character's love interest on Boardwalk Empire, but it's been so many years. Now it's weird because we like to watch. We go into The Sopranos time and time again. And I remember when we watched the series Boardwalk Empire being very good, but that's just not one of those series we ever revisited, like where you're kind of like watching several times.
Okay. All right.
You
Very
get
good.
so addicted.
Let me see here. Jenny Finch is 41. That's the Olympic softball player who took home the gold in Athens and the silver in Beijing. Nick Weschler, 43 years old today. That's Jack Porter on ABC's Revenge. Back in the day, he was also the sheriff's son, Kyle Valenti, on Roswell. Red Foo from LMFAO The band that does party rock and Sexy and You Know It.
Oh, his name is Red Foo?
Red Foo. His real name is Stephen Gordy. He's the son of the Motown founder, Berry Gordy.
Oh, no kidding.
46 years old today.
Oh, yeah? And they have the rock group. What is it called? I'm
LMFAO.
I'm more familiar with the songs. With
Party
that
rock.
Party rock stuff
Party
from the
rock.
songs that you mentioned.
Yeah, party rock and Sexy and You Know It.
Huh. And the son of Berry Gordy.
Yep.
Of
Mhm.
Motown.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yep. Charlie Sheen, 56 years old today.
Charlie.
Charlie Sheen is 56.
He was so terrific on 2.5 Men. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, nobody could deliver lines in a 30-minute sitcom like Charlie Sheen can.
He was incredible. He's really, really good actor. Very,
Yeah.
very good actor, I must say. Costas Mandylor is 56. That's Hoffman, the guy who replaced Jigsaw as the killer in the Saw movies. Todd Lewis, 56 years old, singer for the Toadies. I've never heard of the Toadies
The
before.
Toadies.
You ever heard of the Toadies?
I've heard of Toad the Wet Sprocket,
Mhm.
but I have not heard of the Toadies.
Never heard of the
No.
Toadies before. Stephen Jones, 66. He is the Sex Pistols guitarist. Don Brewer, 73 years old today.
Now, him I have heard of.
Grand Funk Railroad drummer. He lives in Palm Beach Gardens,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah, he does. And turning 73 today.
73 years old today. Some of their
Happy
hits.
birthday.
American Band and Some Kind of Wonderful. Eric Bell, 74 years old today. That's the Thin Lizzy guitarist.
Thin
Al-
Lizzy with the boys are back in town.
Mhm.
How old is their guitarist?
74.
Uh-huh.
Al Jardine, 79 years old today, from the Beach Boys. Celebrating birthdays in the heavens, Mort Walker passed away in 2018. He was a cartoonist. He's the gentleman that created Beetle Bailey. Yes, Beetle Bailey.
Oh, okay. I remember Beetle Bailey in my Sunday morning comics.
Mhm.
Yes.
Eileen Brennan passed away in 2013. That was Mrs. Peacock in Clue, Captain Lewis and Private Benjamin, and the Cat Lady in Jeepers Creepers. Celebrating a birthday in the heavens.
The Cat Lady in Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Was that the movie where the kids are traveling cross country and they're being followed by a really ugly looking semi truck following them in back of them, and like they get to talking on the CB, and the guy on the CB always goes candy cane. Candy cane.
I don't know.
I got to look that up.
Breaker 19, Breaker 19. I used to have a CB radio.
Did
way
you?
back in the day.
Did you know?
Yeah, my handle was the Red Devil. Don't ask me why. It was just the Red Devil.
I remember those CB radios back in the day. I'm trying to remember if my dad had one too, like in his logging truck. But I remember playing on a CB radio at one
Mhm.
time. I never had one, of course, to own a vehicle, but
I remember my call letters when I was on the CB radio. Back in the day, you had to always give your call letters on the CB radio. And mine was KAKL 3636.
oh man, you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
definitely remember that.
Yeah.
And you always had to sign off and sign on by law back in the day. And you had to have like this little like license to be able to use a CB radio way back in the day.
Oh, you had to be licensed for it too?
Yeah.
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 Yep.
Definitely so. Today is National Sky Day. So if you're riding around town, I don't think we'll find any skyscrapers here in Martin County. I don't think we have any. Do we, Bonnie?
Well, we have a very tall building that was built right across the street from us on US 1. We are south of the Roosevelt Bridge, by the way.
Mhm.
And shortly across the street from our studios here, there is a building that's pretty tall.
Okay.
It looks like one of the tallest, biggest ones I've seen. It looks like there's some kind of like a parking garage in there or something.
Okay.
And I don't know what's on top of it, if they're
All right.
apartments. But no, I guess I haven't seen a skyscraper.
All right. Well, if you're out and about today, it's National Skyscraper Day. So make sure and go on a skyscraper. Also, if you're a big fan of college sports, it's National College Colors Day. So wear your colors proudly. So if you like the Gators, You wear the blue and the orange. That's
Yeah.
the Mets colors too.
I think I would wear that color, the blue and the orange.
Blue and the orange. If you like the
Gators and for
Seminoles,
Mets.
if you like the Seminoles, you'll wear the maroon and gold. And if you like the UCF Knights, you'll wear the black and the gold.
The maroon and gold sounds kind of pretty too.
Yeah, maroon and gold. That's the FSU Chiefs. That's Florida State University colors.
Maybe I will wear the FSU colors because it seems to me that I know more ladies and gentlemen that have their kids in college for some reason at FSU lately.
Okay.
I have a girlfriend that's going to the game, and I think she's meeting son and daughter there who are both in college.
Very nice.
The son's in Gainesville. I think the girl's in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Today is also National Lazy Moms Day. So if you are a mom and you're listening to this program, today is your day to be officially lazy and not have a care in the world. And that includes bonus moms like yourself, Bonnie. So you can just have a lazy day and not have a care in the world.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It says National Lazy Moms
When
Day.
is that day? I think any mom would be saying, when can I really have a lazy day?
I
For
know, right?
moms, I don't think there is a lazy day ever
Exactly.
because the chores never end. The
No.
kids don't end.
No.
The kids go on and you have to be there to help them with their needs.
The kids are endless.
Yeah.
Literally.
Endless tasks of a mom. So
Have a call.
Yeah. Hi, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is Party
City
Party.
Charlie. Yes, Party City Charlie is in the
Yeah,
house.
Palm City, Charlie. Nobody can change my nickname.
You know,
Only me.
I got to tell you, man, I really enjoyed having you here in studio, and Bonnie enjoyed listening to you on the radio.
That's nice.
you
And now I
told-
have a face to the sound of the voice.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, and we have a face to the sound of your voice finally,
Definitely.
Charlie.
Yeah, there you go.
It's
and it's
nice.
an old face, but I'm going to start a training program for our friend. Yeah.
A training.
Training.
A training
I got
program.
to train him. I
Oh.
got to get him back into shape.
gotta
He's
get me
a
into
big
shape.
guy. He needs to get into shape.
Well, you both can walk across the Palm City Bridge a couple of
exactly.
I am in
mornings.
shape, Bonnie. I am in shape.
Are you kidding? This
I
guy,
saw, I know I saw.
this guy has got a set of guns on him.
Yeah.
Like, I would not want to run into him in a
I
dark alley.
wasn't packing guns, but I did have a little bit of a weapon on me. You didn't search me, but I always have to be protecting everybody.
That's
Did you have
fine.
were you
Evan.
carrying a wiffle ball bat?
No.
No, but I had something on me.
Yeah,
you know?
He carries. He carries.
I always carry something.
If you have a concealed carry permit, you are more
Yes,
than.
I do. Yes, I do. But I wasn't carrying that type of weapon. So it's okay.
It's all right.
I don't really like guns because I've seen them too much.
Yeah, I would say with all the things that you went through in your days of serving this country, I can definitely understand why, Charlie.
Well, I just don't like killing people.
I
That's
don't
not a
blame
good
you.
thing.
No,
That's
it's
not
not
a good thing.
It's not a good thing. Did you have a good
We
time when
should-
you were here yesterday?
Was I here yesterday?
No,
Of course
did
I
you
was.
have Did you have a good time when you were here with Denny
Oh
yesterday?
yes, I did, Evan. I did. You were quite amusing. You know?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And actually, I did. Hey, stop barking! Hey. Every time I get on the phone, my dogs bark. And I figured out an angle for our buddy, and he hasn't gotten back to me. So,
All right. What angle
Whatever.
is that? What angle is that?
No, well, I was gonna because I have a friend that I'm very very close to, and he was a client, and I was his quote best account executive ever.
Oh, okay.
And I'm sure I could make a marriage. So I just need to know your rate.
Oh, okay.
And what is your what is it, the cum or something? Your quarter hour listenership. I need to understand what's going on.
Wow, you know all
But
those radio terminologies. Well, Bonnie can help you with
Because I
that.
sold advertising, my friend.
Somebody will have to get a hold of you off air for that, Charlie. And
Okay.
just
okay. Well,
we'll-
I'm just looking for Denny Artachi's show. How much it would cost per quarter hour or whatever you guys, however you charge.
Well, you know what I'll do? I'll get your. I have your number. I will give your number to Bonnie because Bonnie has access to all those rates. that you're
Bonnie's
talking about.
a salesperson.
Well, we'll actually get you in touch with Denny for that because Denny
All right.
is.
Well, I did send Denny
yeah.
messages, but Denny, for some reason, decided he wasn't going to talk to me. Well, yesterday he was busy.
We'll actually get a hold of either Denny or Frank, who is.
I have Denny's personal number too. We're like brothers.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
From a
wow,
different
I like
mother.
that. You guys are nice and close.
Well, why don't I'll tell you what. Why don't you?
Not that close.
Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, Charlie, we're gonna to have Evan take your number off air. And
I'll text. I'll text.
Evan and I are
I've got his
brothers.
number.
We want to get your number, and we're going to have the account executive of the Denny Artachi show get a hold of you. We're going to do it that way.
Oh,
all right. And his name is Frank.
Yeah, we'll have him get a hold.
Oh, I know Frank.
All right. So
He's
the person you'll want to be dealing with.
All right. We'll have Frank get a hold of you.
Okay, and I'll be frank with Frank.
There you go. Be frank with Frank.
Actually, we should get your number off air to make sure that Frank does get in touch with you, which would be
Evan
very
has
important.
my
I have
number.
I have
We're
his
like
number.
brothers.
All right, we're going to do it that way then.
Yeah.
All right.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Listen, have a great day. We got to get to news.
Goodbye.
All right. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. 7:23 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. The death toll from the remnants of Hurricane Ida's blast through the Northeast rose Thursday after fierce downpours and flooding, claiming 4 times as many lives as the storm's initial landfall. At least 45 people died Wednesday. And Thursday, state and local officials said 23 deaths were reported in New Jersey, 15 in New York, 5 in Pennsylvania, 1 in Maryland, and 1 in Connecticut. Authorities also located the body of a Virginia resident missing in flooding earlier this week. The downpours turned New York City streets into rivers and swamped basement and first-floor apartments even. A Treasure Coast man is now recovering at a rehab hospital in Stewart after battling a severe case of COVID for nearly 2 months. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Fighting for his life hundreds of miles away from home.
If I knew that it was going to be that bad, I would have probably gotten the vaccine.
Joe Lowry lives to tell his story after battling a severe case of COVID.
Just I don't remember a whole lot. I do know that it's horrible, whatever it is.
He says back in June, he tested positive a week and a half before a family trip to Mexico. Feeling better, just days later, they decided to go.
I think it was night 3. He just kind of took a turn for the worse.
Joe's wife, Erin, says his symptoms quickly returned and that he had to be intubated in Cancun.
It's pretty scary being out of the country, not knowing, if your loved one's going to make it or not.
After one night in the hospital, Joe was flown on an emergency medical flight to the ICU at Broward Medical Center. There, he would spend the next 3 weeks on a ventilator before walking out and being transported to a rehab hospital in Stewart.
So, I don't know if you know anyone that works at a hospital, but they can tell you not many people walk out of there after being on a ventilator fighting COVID.
If all goes well, Joe could get out of Encompass Health as soon as early next week.
I don't think it ever really crossed our mind that he would be the type of person to give up and not fight through it, because if anybody knows my husband, they know he's a fighter.
In Stewart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Texas now has one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws, banning them when a heartbeat is detected, usually around 6 weeks. Is Florida next? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders with details.
With the Supreme Court allowing Texas' 6-week abortion ban to take effect, lawmakers like Rep. Anthony Sabatini think Florida should be next.
I think our chances are really good.
The far-right Republican set to propose a similar bill for 2022, something he's tried and failed to do previously, saying his party has been wary of high court objections.
There's absolutely nothing that the moderate Republicans and centrists, like the Speaker of the House, for example, an excuse they have to kill the pro-life legislation.
Currently, Florida is among 21 states banning 24 weeks, and it remains unclear how supportive GOP leadership is of a Texas-style law, which also makes no exception for rape or incest. In a statement, House Speaker Chris Sprowls fell short of endorsing the idea specifically. Quote, "In Florida, we agree that killing an innocent human being with a beating heart is wrong. Nothing definitive from the Senate president either. Quote, it's worthwhile to take a look at the Texas law and see if there's more we can do here in Florida.
I'm pro-life. I welcome pro-life legislation.
Florida's governor also walking the line. DeSantis saying he'd like to take a closer look at the policy first.
I haven't really been able to look enough about it. They've basically done this through private right of action. And so it's a little bit different than how a lot of these debates have gone.
Democrats, however, staunchly opposed. Representative Fentress Driscoll calling the idea an invasion of women's rights and more.
To me, it is a distraction. We're still dealing with a pandemic. We're dealing with a broken unemployment system.
And Rep. Anna Eskamani also warning Florida's privacy laws would likely prohibit such a policy.
It will be faced a court challenge under a state constitution.
The bill would also be under consideration in an election year when political experts say lawmakers tend to avoid making major changes for fear of voter blowback. Time will tell if that notion holds up.
The construction of a new 9.1-acre stormwater treatment area is underway off Melville Road in the White City area. This project is the first in a phased series of planned water quality and road improvements for this neighborhood, funded through the 2018 voter-approved half-cent sales tax ballot and a grant from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection. This $1.9 million project will improve the drainage for a 98-acre residential neighborhood in White City that drains into the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. This new stormwater treatment area will collect runoff from roads Ulrich Road and Gopher Hill Road. And lastly, Swedish pop band ABBA is set to release its first new album after nearly 4 decades. On Thursday, the band announced that they would release the 10-track album Voyage on November 5. The band also announced a revolutionary concert, which will happen in London on May 27, featuring the band members performing digitally as avatars. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now 100% vaccinated against COVID-19. Coach Bruce Arians announced this on Thursday, making them the second NFL team to reach that threshold. The Atlanta Falcons were the first team to say they've reached 100% vaccination status. News Time 729 will have weather and traffic together next.
Right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie, it's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we don't have any accidents right here to report. This includes Martin and St. Lucie County. Just up ahead to the north, up in Fort Pierce, a little bit of fog reported in that area with a travel advisory there on the I-95 north caution. And there's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy and 75 in Stewart. In Marlborough, Massachusetts, it's partly cloudy and 53. Here's more on our weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. The forecast for today: sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450. Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bud.
This is not headline news. James McAvoy filmed an entire movie without having a script. Big deal. Vin Diesel has made 9 of those. They're called Fast and Furious. The next James Bond movie will finally come out in October. Not to say we've been waiting a long time, but his cool gadget in this movie is a Walkman. Debbie Gibson says she enjoys being a single middle-aged woman. Read more of what she has to say in this month's issue of Cat Fancy. In health news, a survey found that most Americans can't do 10 push-ups. However, a huge majority can do 10 crunches, if they're Nestle crunches. A McDonald's manager says Grimace is meant to be a giant taste bud, and he's purple due to a lack of circulation from diabetes. This is not headline news.
From not headline news, we go to the stupid stuff.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
All right, so we're going to go to Cleveland, Ohio first to start, where a 62-year-old woman in Cleveland was at her home last Wednesday and noticed a guy in his mid-30s sitting outside in his car. Now, it was really hot out, and he was in a sweater. So she decided to be nice and go offer the guy a bottle of water, Bonnie. Okay, it was
Because
nice,
it's
nice
hot
gesture.
in Cleveland, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Now, he said okay and followed her to her garage where the water was. Then after she handed him the water, she looked down and realized he opened up his pants and exposed himself.
Well, what's she doing? Bringing water to a stranger sitting out there, just hanging out there, and
He's trying to be a nice person.
allowing him to follow all the way back to her garage. There's something kind of not right with this woman.
She says that she asked him why he thought it was a good idea to pull his junk out, but he really didn't answer, and he just kind of walked away and took off in his car. Not clear if the cops tracked him down yet or not, but he took his water also.
Oh, he took the water
Took
and
his
left.
water also and left.
Well, he was probably thirsty.
Yeah, he was thirsty for exposing himself too, I guess.
Boy.
An unusual love triangle out of Creola, Alabama. That's where we're going for this story. Creola, Alabama. You ever heard of Creola, Alabama?
I've heard of Alabama, but not the town of Creola.
Don't know where Creola is. It must be a very small town.
I wonder.
Tracy Reeves was secretly letting her boyfriend, Michael Amaker, live in her house. The same house
Of her parents?
that she lives in with her husband, Frank Reeves.
Oh, with her husband now.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
She was secretly letting the boyfriend live in her house.
Oh my gosh, how big? That must be a really big house now. Yes.
That the husband lives in with her. Now, Sunday evening, shots rang out when Frank thought Michael was an intruder.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they thought the boyfriend
Oh.
was an intruder. Both men shot at each other. And Frank had to be taken to the hospital with a shot to the chest. It turns out Michael had lived there for more than a year, rent-free, secretly.
Without the husband knowing?
Without the husband knowing.
He didn't even hear something go bump in the night or anything? Like he couldn't smell the boyfriend's cologne or a different smell in the house?
Don't
anything?
know. But authorities also say that Tracy and her side dude were also high on meth that evening.
Oh, wow.
Deputies say that Amaker apparently limited his trips to the bathroom to stay hidden because they found bottles and bottles full of urine in the room.
How gross that is, too.
Yeah,
Meth-
for a year.
Meth and urine and...
Yeah, for
the-
a whole entire
And
year.
the smelly stench of this debauchery
Oh.
sleeping with a boyfriend when your husband's living in the house.
Yeah.
All of this stinks.
Load of less, the urine stunk too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
Oh,
Wow. That's an interesting story.
man, this lady has no class.
Can
no class
you
whatsoever.
just? I'm real curious. Hold on a minute. I gotta find this here. I want to know where this town is. Hold on. I'm googling the name of the town. Creola, Alabama. So Creola, Alabama it's a very small town. It's it looks like it's north of Mobile, Alabama, north of I-10, off of Interstate 65.
All right.
So
I've never been to Alabama.
never?
I've never been to Mississippi either.
Okay.
I've been to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Did you just say Louisiana?
I did.
Is that a Wisconsin thing? Louisiana.
Louisiana.
All right. So that happened in Creola, Alabama.
Wow.
So
That's
from
just-
Alabama, we're now going to Tennessee, which they're right next door to each other. Where a 52-year-old guy in Tennessee got arrested on Wednesday after he jumped into the river. But he jumped into the river naked, hopped on a log, and floated along the river while singing Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA.
Okay, so was the sun shining and shining down on his bare bottom?
Yes. Hopped
God
in the
bless
river.
this guy.
Hopped in the river butt naked, gets on a log, floats down
Yeah.
the river singing God Bless the USA.
But you got to hand it to him. It's not easy to grasp onto a floating log that's
No.
wet in the river. And if he was
Especially
able
when
to
you're naked.
grasp that,
That had to hurt.
yeah, or he would, you can keep sliding off, kind of like log rolling.
Ouch. That hurts just thinking of that.
Get slivers?
Sliding off the log. Well, somebody called 911 around 11 o'clock in the morning and said they saw a naked guy clinging to a log in a river about 70 miles east of Knoxville.
Wow.
The guy's name is Troy Hunt, and he refused to be rescued. Did not want to be rescued.
Yeah.
So they tossed him some rope from a few different bridges as he went by, and he just would not grab the rope. But they were worried he might go over a dam that was ahead of him.
Oh my yikes. That's just terrifying.
Yeah, so they tracked him from a helicopter. He made it about 10 miles down the river before they finally pulled him out at a boat ramp in the middle of a public park. When they asked why he was naked, he said the current must have ripped his shorts off.
That's a good excuse.
But the problem is he jumped into the river naked.
In the first place, because
Yeah.
it was probably caught on camera like everything is.
I know. He also said that he didn't grab the ropes because they were yelling at him and it hurt his feelings. They think he may have been doing some drinking a little earlier in the morning, but he's now facing charges for indecent exposure and disorderly conduct, and he has also now has an outstanding warrant for him as well.
And he probably sobered up by riding on that log through the river.
Yeah.
The river should have sobered him up a little bit.
On the road again? Or should we say on the log again? I don't know. Maybe Freda will have a log riding business pretty soon that we'll know of.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? Anything.
And we'll get in a log jam.
So that was good. Okay, that was good. So we go from that state, we go down to Clearwater, Florida, where 49-year-old Eric Minto decided that a Snickers bar was worth going to jail for.
Really?
Yes. He's currently incarcerated for an armed robbery charge after allegedly trying to steal said Snickers bar at knife point in a Wawa convenience store.
At knife point.
At knife point. The store clerk told police that Minto came into the store asking for free food. And when the clerk refused, Minto allegedly pulled out a little pocket knife, opened it up, pointed it at the clerk while saying, "Don't make me do something stupid for a Snickers bar."
Wow.
So police said the victim handed Minto the Snickers bar as he was in fear for his life. Minto then left the store, But ironically, he left the Snickers bar on the counter. Minto later told police he was attempting to trade his knife for a Snickers bar. Nice try. Trade it.
Yeah.
By pointing it at somebody. He was arrested for armed robbery and booked into the county jail, where he is locked up in lieu of a $10,000 bond, all because of a Snickers bar.
I thought people only did that for a Klondike bar.
I don't know.
Now, what would you do for a Klondike bar?
I don't know. Somebody was just calling, and I guess we lost them. We didn't pick up the phone quick enough. So if that was you, please give us a call back. A woman in England recently ordered a pizza from Domino's, and halfway through, she discovered a metal nut and bolt seemingly baked into the cheese.
Oh.
Now, thankfully, she didn't eat them, but they were small enough that they were that they weren't obvious. The nut looked like it could be an errant black olive, and the bolt might look like it could be a mushroom.
A regular steel, like nut and a bolt?
Steel nut and a bolt.
She could have choked on?
Naturally, she complained, and Domino's refunded her the cost of the pizza. It's unclear what happened, but a spokesperson said that sort of thing is extremely, very rare.
Yeah.
So obviously it's happened before.
Wow.
Which is good to know. They also talked to the employees and reminded them of the correct process to avoid any future issues.
Glad I wasn't eating it. I could have mistook it for a piece of sausage.
Yeah.
Like that round little bolt, a round little piece of sausage.
Exactly. Hi, good morning. You're on the air.
Happy Friday.
Oh, happy Friday to you too. You're calling late. You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
I just
okay.
stopped at the store and I just picked up some stuff for lunch.
Did you buy me anything?
No, I bought myself some cheesy chicken rice.
Oh, okay. That'll work. All right. Well, there's your lunch. But anyway, I hate to cut you short because we got to get to news. We got a radio show we got to run here. Don't have time to jibber jabber this morning. There's that
Jibber
laugh.
jabber.
Yeah, I don't have time to jibber jabber.
Jib
So,
jab.
If I don't get to news, I'll get shot from across the room here or something like that. No, that won't happen. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I got to run though because we do have to get to news. So I will see you a little bit later on. Have a marvelous day at work with all your lovely students.
I will. My class is very, very nice. I like this year's class.
Okay.
Even though it's 2 grades.
Okay. Well, that's right. You're teaching what, 5th and 6th?
Yes.
Or 2nd and 3rd?
So do you have double the kids with 2 grades?
No, between both grades, I have 16 kids.
16.
That's a good amount. That's a good number, though.
That's nothing for 2 grades.
But that's a lot of kids to attend to still.
I have 9 5th graders and 7 6th graders.
And she still has all her hair in her head.
Yeah.
She hasn't pulled the hair out of her head
That's
yet.
like 2 different curriculums, no? Like 2 different.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Teaches 2 grades, but gets the pay of 1 teacher.
Yeah.
But that's okay because she loves her job.
Isn't that the way it goes sometimes?
That's the way it works. Yes.
Yep.
On that note,
have a great day.
Yes, have a marvelous day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. 7:47. Not the plane, but the time. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. Make sure and go see our good friend Hawk Levy at St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning. A Leon County judge issued a critical written order late Thursday afternoon, explicitly stating that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and state education officials cannot ban local school districts from enacting universal mask mandates for students and cannot punish them for doing so. But the legal fight is far from over. Here's WPTV's Matt Sessney.
Now that order has been filed, the governor says he does plan to appeal it. The governor came here to talk about COVID at the health department today. And this, of course, is one of the counties where the governor has differences with school officials. One Palm Beach County board member told us today they have already told the state last night that they have no intention to change their mind on their mask rule.
This is something that is working. It's having a positive effect.
While he says the state's antibody treatment centers are showing success, the governor is still facing a standoff with a number of school districts, including Palm Beach County.
This is really something that the politicians are doing. I think a lot of it's very political.
The politics can seem messy. The governor, again, digging in against mask mandates. He says some action by the state against Palm Beach County School Board his order.
I do think you'll see the Board of Education in the meantime discipline the politicians similar to what they did in Alachua and really do that. But what I've said is, look, it's not the kids' fault. It's not the teacher's fault on any of this. This is more of a political dispute.
Palm Beach County School Board says they do expect retaliation after telling the state Wednesday night they're sticking to a mask mandate.
They're going to probably do what they did with Alachua and Broward and have the superintendents come and testify before the Board of Education, the State Board of Education. And they are not going to like our responses. We already know that's going to happen. And when that comes forward, we intend to take away the money equivalent to our salaries from our budget.
DeSantis is locked in the mask dispute, calling it while districts try to control COVID outbreaks in schools. The governor used the school question to take a swipe at the Palm Beach County District's actions.
I think it's interesting to point out, Martin County obviously is following the law. Palm Beach is not. Martin County has lower infection rate for their students.
Now, in response to that comment, one local school board member here told me it is unfair to compare those two school districts, considering how much larger Palm Beach County's district is. We're live in West Palm Beach. Matt Sesney, WPTV, News Channel 5.
And Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is not only doubling but tripling down against those trying to impose measures to fight off the coronavirus in the state. 2 days after the DeSantis administration followed through on his threat to withhold funds from school districts that defied his ban on mask mandates, the Republican governor's office confirmed that Florida will start issuing $5,000 fines to businesses, schools, and governments that require proof of COVID-19 vaccination. DeSantis signed a bill in May that banned vaccine passports, and last week the state's Department of Health established how it would be enforced. The fines will start September 16. The governor also is engaged in a legal fight against Norwegian Cruise Line, which sails out of Florida ports, and its requirement that passengers show proof of vaccination. As the Treasure Coast residential real estate market continues to boom, so does its affordable housing crisis. Properties in high demand but low supply have catapulted home values this year, increasing in St. Lucie, Indian River, and Mountain counties, respectively, by 13%, 12.6%, and 8.9%, according to market data as of June. Most buyers have been higher income outsiders and investors, not low to middle income locals moving from renting to home ownership. Increasing prices are making home ownership even farther out of reach for them. The National Low Income Housing Coalition expects about 40% of middle income and 70% of low income Florida residents to spend over 30% of their income on housing this year. The Department of Housing and Urban Development calls that cost burdened. Costco is placing purchase limits back on selected items amid the surge in COVID-19 cases. On its COVID updates section on its website, which was updated last Saturday, Costco said some warehouses may have temporary item limits on select items. Although the company didn't specify what products would be limited, if you order paper towels through its website, under its product details, it says limit 1 per member. Costco's has a limit 2 per member underneath its product details when purchasing toilet paper on its website. And lastly, Danish researchers discovered a new island in the Arctic by mistake. They thought they landed on an island near Greenland that we've known about since 1978, but it was a different one. They say it's the new record holder for northernmost island in the world. As the Big 12 continues to consider expansion, 4 leading candidates have emerged in BYU, UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston. Sources confirmed to ESPN as formal invitations could be extended to these schools during the season. News time coming up on 7:54. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
7:54 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
No traffic accidents to report during these early Friday morning hours. So, yeah, everything looks fine in St. Lucie County. Here in Martin County, it's a nice ride. Palm City, Stewart area, looking good. And there's your latest look at traffic. Partly cloudy sky in Stewart, it's 75. And in Salento, Columbia, it's 51. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. The forecast for today: sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same, with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450. Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
Coming up on 8 o'clock right here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then hour number 3 for you and me on the Get Up and Go show. The band played on.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the award-winning, critically acclaimed Get Up and Go show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer. It's a Friday, September the 3rd, 2021, hour number 3.
Trust me, you're gonna love this.
I hope so.
You're a happy camper today?
Yes, I'm a very happy camper. You know why?
Thank God it's Friday.
That's right. Thank God it's Friday, without a doubt. That's all I got to say about that. Time now, 8:07. Mr. Clock, would you certify?
It's now 8:07 a.m.
8:07 a.m. on the Get Up and Go show on a Friday, and it's the last day of the week for us. We're going to be off on Monday, going to have a blended show with G and Ray on Monday, and we'll be back in the saddle on Tuesday, bright and early, 6 a.m., Bonnie.
Yeah, and then just think, Evan, 1 week from today, we're going to be blended again, where it's just going to be you and I, of course, covering the Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, all the way here in Stewart area. Next Friday, I believe that's
September
when
10th.
G and Ray go on a little vacation.
Wow, that's crazy.
So I guess
well,
we'll
not
be,
crazy, but I mean, you know what I mean.
It's nice. It's kind of like nice for them. Nice for us too, knowing that later we too can take a vacation.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we get time off. You know, they're the owners are very, very nice to us. They're very considerate, I must say.
Very generous.
Extremely, very, very generous.
We're very thankful.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely so, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say? I totally forgot what I was going to talk about in this segment.
Oh my!
Because it's like open format. I've got really.
Oh.
I'm drawing a blank.
Was
believe
it
it or not.
something to do with Labor Day?
No.
Labor Day coming up.
I'm
or?
just drawing a complete blank right now.
Oh my goodness!
I am literally a blank.
Anything to do with college football starting or
No.
anything like that?
This is strange. I am drawing a complete blank.
Oh my
right
goodness!
Now. I'm just like I'm blanked out.
You know what? Musically, I heard exciting news this morning.
Bingo! You just
was-
nailed what I was going to talk about, but I'll let you go
Is it-
first.
Okay, well, I thought I heard that it was Metallica,
Mhm.
which is one of my favorite heavy metal bands.
Mhm.
But I think maybe my second or first favorite too might be Iron Maiden. And it was an Iron Maiden story that I heard that their new album is coming out. It's called Sinjitsu.
Sin who?
Sinjitsu is the name of
Okay.
the album, and it's their first album in 6 years, which is their longest gap in between albums.
Wow.
It's going to be a double album, so the physical copy has 2 discs. And I heard too that there's like, good gosh, this I think reason being why I thought it was Metallica, and seems that I remember Metallica songs are longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard that it has maybe 2 or 3 songs on there that are maybe somewhat in the area of 10 minutes or more long.
Okay.
Which they're not going to obviously have a lot of radio airplay with that. But the true Iron Maiden fans should love this one. The double album is coming out soon.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very, very interesting. Very, very nice. So into a the station up the road on the other side of the bridge.
Oh, yes.
Where you and I both worked at.
Most familiar.
Coast.
Yeah.
They changed their format.
They did.
They
Right.
changed their format as of yesterday.
You know, I have yet to check that out.
I have.
And I keep forgetting to turn it on.
Mhm.
There's so many avenues you can go lately with what you're listening to.
I'm hooked.
Are you?
Yes, because it's a format of music that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
they went to
see.
Christian music.
Nice.
And I tell you what, it's really super nice.
Was it?
Yeah, it really is.
Is it mellow or is it
No,
upbeat and kind of a mix? And
It's kind of it's a little bit of a mix of everything.
does it remind you of adult contemporary, which they were playing in the first place?
It does.
Uh-huh.
It does, and it's I will say it's really nice. It's a breath of fresh air. For some people, they won't like it. For some people, they will like it.
Sure.
I don't push that on anybody. It really just depends on the taste in your mouth, what you like.
Boy, look at this. Here I talk about Iron Maiden, and you start talking about Christian music.
From one extreme to another.
But I'm sure the guys in Iron Maiden are very, very Christian-like.
I'm sure they are
Yeah,
too.
probably nice Christian boys.
I'm sure they are too.
But you liked the new format, huh?
Yeah, I do. It's actually was really good. I really enjoyed it a lot, an awful lot. It
yeah.
was really good.
That's great. That's great to hear. And look what we had today too. ABBA.
Mm-hmm.
ABBA's coming out with a new album.
Are they? Tell me about it.
So I don't know too much about it yet because I haven't heard the songs being played on it.
Okay.
But they're up and coming with. Now, when I watched them on the news this morning, I think I only saw 3 of the ABBA players involved.
Really?
Which include the blonde Swedish lady, Agnetha Falkskog.
Falkskog?
Falkskog.
That's a different name to say 10 times fast.
Swedish. I didn't see who would be Frida. Frida, she came out with There's Something Going On. She being also in the group of ABBA, she is actually Annie Fried Lingstead. I did not see those with the other 3, including Benny Anderson and Bjorn Ulvaeus. So I only saw 3 of the players, but in the first time in 4 decades, they are coming out with a brand new album too.
Okay.
And we can only take a listen to see if it's going to be anything like the Dancing Queen.
Wow.
And bringing us back to the Take a Chance on Me days.
Do you know that I really like Dancing Queen? I really do. That's like my all-time favorite song.
It's fun. Did you get into the Dancing Queen with the movie? What was the movie that they had with all of the ABBA songs?
I don't remember.
What was that? And I should remember that because my sister-in-law and all of her sisters were getting into this with. I have to look it up now.
I don't remember it.
It's just, I'm sorry, it's just not coming to mind.
It has just escaped you.
It does. It did.
Okay.
And it's not like the ABBA movie either. Oh, what the heck was that called? It's just, it has escaped me.
Okay, that's all right.
So we have to go on.
That's okay. It things can escape.
Yeah.
Just like I had a blank moment there as well.
Mamma Mia.
That's it.
Oh, good gosh.
Didn't Mamma Mia also star like Madonna or something like that? Was it Mamma Mia? Was Madonna was in Mamma Mia?
No, but it had a very other famous lady. One Meryl Streep starred in it. Meryl Streep.
Yes.
Amanda Seyfried when she was just starting out, and Pierce Brosnan played one of the male figures. Colin Firth was in it.
Okay.
These are the stars I'm picking out that were famous from it.
I am just
2008.
I'm just not having a good day today. I just closed all my stuff and I'm like, man, I am so glad it's Friday. That's all I got to say. Bonnie, did you know 25% of women have regular dreams about buying a new pair of shoes? 25% of women. You ever had one of those dreams?
I can't say that I have. Oh, not really. That hasn't been etched in my memory. I don't even know if I have dreams of purchasing things.
Okay.
Do you have any purchase moments in your dreams where?
I do. I actually did, and I did purchase. I made a dream come true.
You did?
It was a very expensive purchase.
Was it the scooter now? Did you have a dream about the scooter?
No, not the scooter. No, it was about some sound equipment. It was about a subwoofer.
Oh, wow.
And I bought a subwoofer. It was a very expensive dream. It was over $1,000 dream.
I've had movies where I'm craving something dream, and then I have to go and purchase some ice cream or some cotton candy or something like that.
That's a caloric dream.
Yeah. I've had those, and I think that's when you're kind of craving something sweet.
Yeah. Did you know chances are you've had 106 perfect nights sleep last year? 100. So that's basically almost 1/3 of the year you had perfect night's sleep.
Isn't that sad now? And that means how many crabby mornings you wake up feeling crabby because you feel like you didn't get the right amount of sleep.
That does not qualify for me. I can tell you that right now. That stat does not pertain to me.
Oh, is it less nights that you're getting the best sleep?
Are you kidding? Way less.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have a sleep issue.
Wow.
That's a sleep issue.
That's sad. I mean, when I don't have the right night's sleep, if I go to sleep in the afternoon for a nap, if I don't sleep right, I wake up ornery, knowing I have to go to work later again. I didn't get enough sleep. I didn't get the right sleep. Yeah.
It's like, stay away from me. Don't mess with me.
Really messes with me. Yeah.
Did you know about 700 grapes go into one bottle of wine? That's 2.6 pounds. If you're wondering how much fruit when you get when you uncork your favorite red wine.
700.
700 grapes
That's
go
a
into
lot.
one bottle of wine.
Yep.
That's an awful lot.
It's kind of hard to drink the wine too, knowing that somebody might have been dancing, stepping on your grapes with their smelly bare feet.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Don't they mash them somewhere with their
They do.
like bare feet, mashing the grapes?
You know, I'm going to go to the store this weekend
Yeah.
and I'm going to go buy red grapes. And I'm going to get 700 grapes. I'm going to put them in my bathtub. I'm going to put on some rubber clear footies. Like, you know, you have rubber gloves for your hands.
Oh, yeah.
They
yeah.
make rubber footies for your feet.
Right.
And I'm going to smash them all up. And then I'm going to put them in a bottle and see if they fill up the bottle of wine.
Yeah, but
Just
don't,
for curiosity.
don't do it in your tub. They'll probably put all kinds of grape stains all over your tub.
Oh, that's what they make bleach for.
Ugh.
I could bleach the tub.
I
That's not a
wouldn't-
problem.
I wouldn't mess with that, Evan. You know, grapes are very good for your skin, though.
Mhm.
I find that after I eat grapes for several days,
Mhm.
my skin, to me, it just seems like my skin looks better.
Mm.
And I think it's true. It's really good for your skin.
Okay. Did you know that a recent survey says that the main things that we feel guilty about throwing away are gifts, family heirlooms, clothes we don't wear, and greeting cards?
Greeting cards.
Now, what do you do when you get a birthday card, an anniversary card, or an occasion card from
Yeah.
your significant other?
I will put, like a birthday
save
card or
them?
something. I will put it on the shelf for a little while, or
Okay.
put it in the kitchen for
Okay.
everybody to see.
Okay.
But after a while, they do get tossed in the trash.
Really?
After the what wears off the
Newness?
the newness, the
Okay.
fun of it, the excitement wears off.
I have a drawer at home that has in it almost every single card Rachel has ever bought me.
You have to be kidding me.
I'm dead serious.
That must be stacked,
I don't,
loaded with cards.
I don't ever go in that drawer and reminisce.
Only from Rachel.
Just from Rachel. Anytime she's gotten me a card, I'll put the card out on my desk and I'll leave it out for a few days. And then I have a filing cabinet sits off to my right. I open it up and it goes right in there with all the others.
Whoa.
Yep.
Man.
It's stacked. It's about like that tall.
And you're
yeah.
afraid to toss it away for some
No, it's
reason?
not. It's not afraid. That's not that I'm
Or
afraid
you
to
just
toss it away.
don't-
I just don't want to toss it away. And the reason why is, number one, they have a sentimental value because she took the time to pick that card out and write a special. She's always written a special message. She just
Yeah.
she'll never hand me a card that has, thank you, I appreciate that. She'll never hand me a card that just has the writing from the card. She'll always include
something special.
a personalized
Yeah.
note or something
That's nice.
in the card,
Yeah.
which I think is really cool.
That's very thoughtful, because
Yeah.
some people will just read the message that's already written on the
Mhm.
card and just say, "Love me," and
That's
just
it.
sign the card.
One and done, and you're over
yeah.
with.
But she goes the extra mile.
Yeah, she will. She'll go the extra mile. It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold opening up at $1,814.70 an ounce. Silver opening up $24.08 an ounce this morning. That is the Precious Metals Report, and it's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:22 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for news. Let's head over to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the morning headlines. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. The death toll from the remnants of Hurricane Ida's blast throughout the Northeast rose Thursday after fierce downpours and flooding, claiming 4 times as many lives as the storm's initial landfall. At least 45 people died Wednesday and Thursday, state and local officials said. 23 deaths reported, 15 in New York, 5 in Pennsylvania, 1 in Maryland, and 1 in Connecticut. Authorities also located the body of a Virginia resident missing in flooding earlier this week. The downpours turned New York City streets into rivers and swamp basements and first-floor apartments even. A Treasure Coast man is now recovering at a rehab hospital in Stuart after battling a severe case of COVID for nearly 2 months. WPTV's Derek Lowe has more.
Fighting for his life hundreds of miles away from home.
If I knew that it was going to be that bad, I would have probably gotten the vaccine.
Joe Lowry lives to tell his story after battling a severe case of COVID.
Because I don't remember a whole lot. I do know that it's horrible, whatever it is.
He says back in June, he tested positive a week and a half before a family trip to Mexico. Feeling better, just days later, they decided to go.
I think it was night 3. He just kind of took a turn for the worse.
Joe's wife, Erin, says his symptoms quickly returned and that he had to be intubated in Cancun.
It was pretty scary being out of the country, not knowing, if your loved one's going to make it or not.
After one night in the hospital, Joe was flown on an emergency medical flight to the ICU at Broward Medical Center. There, he would spend the next 3 weeks on a ventilator before walking out and being transported to a rehab hospital in Stuart.
So, I don't know if you know anyone that works at a hospital, but they can tell you not many people walk out of there after being on a ventilator fighting COVID.
If all goes well, Joe could get out of Encompass Health as soon as early next week.
I don't think it ever really crossed our mind that he would be the type of person to give up and not fight through it, because if anybody knows my husband, they know he's a fighter.
In Stuart, I'm Derek Lowe, WPTV, News Channel 5.
In St. Lucie County, the construction of a new 9.1-acre stormwater treatment area is underway off Melville Road in the White City area. This project is the first in a phased series of planned water quality and road improvements for the neighborhood. Funded through the 2018 voter-approved half-cent sales tax ballot and a grant from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, this $1.9 million project will improve the drainage for a 98-acre residential neighborhood in White City that drains into the North Fork of the St. Lucie River. This new stormwater treatment area will collect runoff from roads Ulrich Road and Gopher Hill Road. When was the last time you went for a dental checkup? And are you missing appointments because of COVID-19? That's what some area dentists are asking. WPTV's Arthur Mondale reports.
Your teeth are important and they last you a lifetime.
Sharon Lowry, even amid COVID, has yet to miss an appointment with her dentist.
It's a personal choice.
A choice, but also an investment that some patients are willing to risk, according to Dr. Mitchell A. Josephs.
So a small cavity that could have been repaired or fixed for $400 could become a $5,000 to $10,000 issue. Dr. Josephs.
And he's also taking calls from patients concerned so much about the Delta variant, they're asking by phone if he and his staff are vaccinated and if they put up signs at the door detailing their status.
You can't put a sign out in the door. You can't advertise on a website. It's against the Florida state law. And also, if a patient comes into a medical or dental practice and starts asking staff members, are you vaccinated? They don't have to answer.
I didn't get my second vaccination shot until July. I had a very close friend of mine who was 44 years old, died. So for me, it was real.
Dr. Flora Bensi-Inshow, owner of Flora Dental, says she, like Dr. Josephs, have instituted infection control measures and safety precautions to minimize harm to patients themselves and staff.
We have to be prepared to take care of patients who may or may not have COVID.
Still, she estimates 50% of patients have put off appointments once the Delta variant made news.
We've started to see correlation with COVID and dental disease.
Both dentists have also been vaccinated and want to see other dentists join hospital and medical center doctors who publicly promote vaccination safety and efficacy.
To stop this madness.
and make a serious pitch to the public that they have to get vaccinated.
Arthur Mondale, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, lastly, a new poll on phone usage found that 40% of us are worried we're addicted to our phone now. For young people, it's 72%. And here's another interesting stat. 30% of people admitted they triple screened at least once in the past month. That's where you use your phone, computer, and your TV, all of the technology at all the same time. Interruptions were inevitable around the Treasure Coast for the fall sports season, and in week 2 of high school football, the schedule is much lighter than originally planned. Initially, only Port St. Lucie and St. Edwards were on bye weeks, with the Pirates coming off of quarantine, missing out in their season opener. 3 different games involving head-to-head matchups with local teams were taken off the schedule due to COVID-19. Treasure Coast Jensen Beach was scrapped Monday with the Falcons entering quarantine. The Titans were unable to find an opponent to play and will have to wait to return to the field. News time is at 8:28. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
$8:29 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
Well, taking a look at our latest highway report, we're not finding any accidents at the moment. Everything is up to speed for Martin and St. Lucie County. Drive safely if you're heading out. There's your latest look at traffic. And it's 76, partly cloudy in Stewart. It's 74 in Port St. Lucie. More on our weekend weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. Today, sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same, with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:33 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. And without further ado, it is time for the Space Report. The Friday edition of the Space Report. Here's Randy Siegel. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning to you, sir. Well, over the next 3 days in space history, we had the launching that took place in 1964 of the Orbiting Geophysical Observatory. It studied Earth's magnetosphere to see how the Earth reacts to the sun. In 1976, we had the launch of the lander on Viking 2 lands on Mars, 1976. 1977, Voyager 1 was launched out into deep space. And in 2006, the Smart 1 spacecraft was deliberately crashed into the moon when it ended its mission. Well, we're going to have problems with satellites being launched as a result of having problems thanks to COVID, because they're using the demand of liquid oxygen and liquid nitrogen. They're having launch delays. In fact, the next Landsat satellite that will look down on Earth from the Lagrange point out in space has been delayed 1 week. That launch is currently scheduled to fly on the 23rd, when it was originally supposed to fly on the 16th. India is experiencing the same type of problems with rockets as a result of COVID-19. They also are having some slight problems with their launch vehicle as they prepare for their first manned launch that could take place before the end of this year, but more likely not until next year. A team of scientists at Purdue University is developing a drag sail. They will attach this drag sail to spacecrafts that are in low Earth orbit in order to have it re-enter the Earth's atmosphere quicker and not become space debris. It for small spacecrafts from 25 days down to 15 days. And by attaching that sail to some of the space junk that's up there, they could even deorbit that. NASA says that it looks like they're going to miss the deadline in order to fly their first Artemis mission using the Space Launch System. They say that due to hardware problems as well as COVID-19, that launch will probably slip out of December and into early next year. It'll be the first launch that they have trying to get ready to fly to the moon. Yesterday, we saw a spectacular failure from Vandenberg Air Force Base. A Firefly Alpha rocket exploded 1 minute and 45 seconds after launch from Vandenberg Air Force Base. They were going to place some small satellites into orbit. However, it appears that one of the engines failed. As a result, the spacecraft was intentionally destroyed. The astronauts on board the International Space Station are getting ready for a spacewalk to take place this morning. 2 Russians will be exiting the station at about 10:30 this morning and outfit the Nokia module. The Russians are anxious to have Oleg Novitsky and Peter Dubrov leave the station and go out and work on its power supply, as well as getting it ready for science work. Nokia will also have new hand mounts and handrails placed that will help them move different payloads from that vehicle. So we wish them luck on their particular spacewalk this morning. SpaceX has tried out its Falcon 9 rocket on the West Coast for a launch of satellites into polar orbit. The static firing for the Falcon 9 took place yesterday. However, no exact launch date has for launching that vehicle. On Mars, Perseverance rover has successfully cored its first rock sample. The cored sample was placed in a tube, and that tube will eventually be picked up by another craft from Earth that will land on Mars, collect them, and bring the samples back to Earth. So far, the first try at core sampling failed because it was too soft and they were unable to get it into the tube, but it appears now that the second one has been successful and continue their trek for more samples to take place. Russia is accelerating the final stages of selection of its 2022 cosmonauts. On that list may be Galina Karova. Galina Karova is 26 years old, and she is an understudy to fly on a movie mission, if you will, to space. The movie would be shot on the International Space Station, and Russia is currently in the process of recruiting a new cosmonaut class at the end of 2021 and 2022. The project would allow Russia to have more females in their cadre. Currently, there's only one Russian female in their astronaut corps. Aviation regulators are investigating how Virgin Holdings Incorporated spacecraft, after taking Richard Branson into space, violated the FAA rules that took him there. It appears that Spaceship Two, which Branson flew in, went outside of its envelope when they were going to land. That was a carefully marked out area where only that spaceship would be in and would not interfere with any traffic from aircraft. Well, it appears that off target. So now effectively grounded Virgin from flying any more flights until they have completed an investigation. Virgin would like to take individuals into space at $450,000 per seat, carrying them up to the 50-mile mark of Earth. Well, it may be some time now before that actually happens. The first test to launch a meteorological satellite from Russia hopefully will take place before the end of this year. Russia says that they are getting a satellite ready because they want to understand what's happening back here on Earth during the changes that we're seeing in the weather patterns. SpaceX is working with Rocket Lab to help build a fuel storage facility in orbit that would allow for in-orbit refueling of rockets to take place. The first test may take place no earlier than 2024, when they launch a demonstration flight using a Rocket Lab vehicle and another set of fuel. Virgin Orbit is also grow its military business by proving to the military it can successfully fly vehicles carrying satellites and other experiments for the U.S. Space Force. We'll have to see how that turns out. Lastly, we want to tell you that OneWeb has a policy worth more than $1 billion to cover the remaining costs of launching their satellites. We hope to tell you about a successful spacewalk and anything else that happens in space. So until then, have a great day, everybody.
Hey, Sir Randy.
Yes, sir.
Monday's a holiday.
Like I said, on Tuesday, we'll bring you up to speed on what happens in space. We don't listen well.
I do pay attention every once in a great while.
Well, excuse me.
Hey, listen, have a great 3-day weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday morning at 8:30 with the Space Report.
I look forward to it. You guys too.
All right, God bless. Have a great day. 8:43 right now. It's time for news, all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin for the best deals in town on precious metals. It's always St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Here's Bonnie at the news desk.
Good morning. Once again, a Leon County judge issued a critical written order late Thursday afternoon, explicitly stating that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and state education officials cannot ban local school districts from enacting universal mask mandates for students and cannot push them for doing so. But the legal fight is far from over. Here's WPTV's Matt Cessny.
Now that order has been filed, the governor says he does plan to appeal it. You know, the governor came here to talk about COVID at the health department today, and this, of course, is one of the counties where the governor has differences with school officials. One Palm Beach County board member told us today they have already told the state last night that they have no intention to change their mind on their mask rule.
This is something that is working. It's having a positive effect.
While he says the state's antibody treatment centers are showing success, the governor is still facing a standoff with a number of school districts, including Palm Beach County.
This is really something that the politicians are doing. I think a lot of it's very political.
The politics can seem messy. The governor, again, digging in against mask mandates, and now expects, he says, some action by the state against Palm Beach County School Board for defying his order.
I do think you'll see the Board of Education in the meantime discipline the politicians similar to what they did in Alachua. And really do that. But what I've said is, look, it's not the kids' fault. It's not the teacher's fault on any of this. This is more of a political dispute.
Palm Beach County School Board member Erica Whitfield says they do expect retaliation after telling the state Wednesday night they're sticking to a mask mandate.
They're going to probably do what they did with Alachua and Broward and have the superintendents come and testify before the Board of Education, the State Board of Education, and they are not going to like our response. You know, that's going to happen. And when that comes forward, we anticipate that he's going to take away the money equivalent to our salaries from our budget.
DeSantis is locked in the mask dispute, calling it a parents' rights issue, while districts try to control COVID outbreaks in schools. The governor used the school question to take a swipe at the Palm Beach County District's actions.
I think it's interesting to point out, Martin County obviously is following the law. Palm Beach is not. Martin County has lower infection rate for their students.
To that comment, one local school board member here told me it is unfair to compare those two school districts, considering how much larger Palm Beach County's district. West Palm Beach, Matt Cessny, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Texas now has one of the nation's most restrictive abortion laws, banning them when a heartbeat is detected, usually around 6 weeks. Is Florida next? WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has details.
With the Supreme Court allowing Texas' 6-week abortion ban to take effect, lawmakers like Rep. Anthony Sabatini think Florida should be next.
I think our chances are really good.
The far-right Republican set to propose a similar bill for 2022, something he's tried and failed to do previously, saying his party has been wary of high court objections.
There's absolutely nothing that the moderate Republicans and centrists, like the Speaker of the House, for example, an excuse they have to kill the pro-life legislation.
Currently, Florida is among 21 states banning abortion at 22 to 24 weeks, and it remains unclear how supportive GOP leadership is of a Texas-style law, which also makes no exception for rape or incest. In a statement, House Speaker Chris Sprowls fell short of endorsing the idea specifically. Quote, "In Florida, we agree that killing an innocent human being with a beating heart is wrong." Nothing definitive from the Senate president either. Quote, "It's worthwhile to take a look at the Texas law and see if there's more we can do here in Florida."
I'm pro-life. I welcome pro-life legislation.
Florida's governor also walking the line. DeSantis saying he'd like to take a closer look at the policy first.
Been able to look enough about it. They've basically done this through private right of action. And so it's a little bit different than how a lot of these debates have gone.
Democrats, however, staunchly opposed. Representative Fentress Driscoll calling the idea an invasion of women's rights and more.
To me, it is a distraction. We're still dealing with a pandemic.
We're dealing with a broken unemployment system.
And Rep. Ana Escamani also warning Florida's privacy laws would likely prohibit such a policy.
It will be faced a court challenge under a state constitution.
The bill would also be under consideration in an election year when political experts say lawmakers tend to avoid making major changes for fear of voter blowback. Time will tell if that notion holds up.
Costco is placing purchase limits back on selected items amid the surge in COVID-19 cases. On its COVID update section on its website, which was updated last Saturday, Costco said some warehouses may have temporary item limits on select items. Although the company didn't specify what products would be limited, if you order paper towels through its website, under its product details, it says limit 1 per member. Costco has a limit 2 per member underneath its product details when purchasing toilet paper on its website. Lastly, Britney Spears will face no charges after an allegation from her housekeeper that Spears slapped a phone out of her hand. A prosecutor said on Wednesday a possible misdemeanor battery charge was declined based on insufficient evidence that a crime had occurred and lack of injury to the housekeeper or of significant damage to the phone, according to Ventura County District Attorney Eric Nazarenko in a statement. Miami Marlins leadoff batter Miguel Rojas and New York Mets counterpart Jonathan Villar each homered on the first pitch they saw Thursday night. The Mets, however, ended up beating the Marlins 4-3 victory. News time is at 8:49. We'll have weather and traffic together next.
.51 right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. Bonnie?
On this Friday morning, we have a nice clear ride out on our roadways. We're not finding any accidents through town in Stewart, Port St. Lucie, all the way on up to Fort Pierce. It is looking like a nice Friday morning ride right here. Drive safely. Your latest look at traffic. It's 76 in Palm City. It's 74 currently in Port St. Lucie. More on our weekend weather at WPTV.
Happy Friday to you. The forecast for today: sunshine in the morning, thunderstorms in the afternoon and early evening hours. High temperatures in the low 90s. Rolling into the holiday weekend, more of the same with the chance of rain mainly confined to the mid to late afternoons and early evenings. Highs will stay near 90, maybe a little bit less chance rolling into Labor Day and especially on into Tuesday. More sunshine, hot and humid. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist James Wheeland on WSTU AM 1450. Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
Well, you know, when you hear this music, there's two gentlemen that certainly need no introduction at all because they are outstanding in their own locations. Normally it would be field. I haven't seen these gentlemen here in studio. It's been over a year, Bonnie. They haven't been here.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's really been that long.
I know, really. Of course, the gentleman that has the best looking hair this side of the Mississippi River, Rabbi Matthew Durbin, and of course, the other gentleman, and I say that with a capital G for gentleman because he's wearing that Speak Life the Musical shirt. It's Father Christian. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, senor.
Morning.
¿Qué pasó?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? So I like the shirt, Father Christian. I must say, you're supporting, you're repping Dan and Rebecca without a doubt.
That's right. Speak Life, the musical to end bullying, which is was born out of some your fellow congregants over at Christ Fellowship.
Yeah, great musical, and now it's going into a
Broadway
play that you'll be available to actually purchase and watch the movie. So they've really taken it to the next level. Speaking of next level, we need to go to that next level because it's time for the Yiddish word of the day. So Rabbi Durbin, if you would please do the honors, give us the Yiddish word of the day and the meaning and in a sentence, please.
Sure. So I'm actually going to veer against the Yiddish word of the day and give it the Hebrew word of the day.
Oh, okay.
So Hebrew word of the day, shofar.
I
Father
will
Anderson
drive you.
knows what that is.
Chauffeur.
Shofar, show good.
Oh, shofar, so good. I like that.
So, and we may ask, we hear this term often. What is it? Well, a shofar itself is a ram's horn.
Oh my gosh! Don't!
Wow.
What'd you just do?
Did you just
over there?
break it?
Did you just break it?
No.
Is your microphone like way over in left field or what?
No, I will say it is very difficult to break a shofar considering it is made of bone.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so here we have a shofar, right? We are told in our tradition, very customarily, that during the month leading up to Rosh Hashanah, that we blow the shofar every morning to waken us up. And the shofar, to hear the sound of the blast of the shofar, is to remind us that a new year is before us, which our new year will begin Monday evening as we transition to 5,782 this year. And when we hear the blast of the shofar, to remind us of Abraham's call by God, certainly to the impactful story of Genesis 22 of Abraham taking Isaac up to the mountain on Mount Moriah, and of course the bringing the ram caught in the thicket into the sacrifice as opposed to Isaac.
Could you
But
please?
yeah, shofar.
Could you please do us the honors and sound off the shofar? Wow. Well, I'm awake now. All right. There we go. That was the shofar, Bonnie.
I thought that was really amazing.
Well-
and I would like to find out where he found this shofar.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm loving it.
I can't wait to hear the shofar on the show later on. After
Bonnie, you've taken his two shofar.
Yeah.
But it's very almighty. It's very mighty.
Make sure to tune in to Priest and a Rabbi. They'll be coming up a little bit after 9 o'clock this morning. Riveting entertainment, riveting radio for your pleasure on a Friday. That's a wrap for us. We're out of here. Remember, if you have good values on the inside, you won't look for validation on the outside.
And allow a priest and a rabbi to take you closer to your weekend. Enjoy.
That's right. They will shofar you right into the entire weekend. We're WSTU Sturt, Florida, Martin County's Heritage Station. We'll see you guys back here on Tuesday morning. We're off on Monday. Bye-bye.